All right. Thank you for tapping in with Sia. All right. So, in this video, I would like to talk about feeling stuck. Okay. And a lot of times we feel stuck because we are culturally encapsulated. We are mentally and emotionally encapsulated. We are spiritually encapsulated, right? And I want you guys to think of the word encapsulated. Okay. What does encapsulated mean? I'm going to pull up the definition. Okay. So it's something in a capsule, something that's enclosed. Okay. Something that's enclosed, that's encapsulated. All right. I just wanted to read the correct definition, but um, in grad school, I we really talked about a lot. We spoke to the importance of not being culturally encapsulated. And the best way to become more culturally open so you can help people being in counseling, being in therapy, being in the healthcare field, so you can understand that culture, how they feel about counseling and therapy is in engaging with them. Okay. So going to restaurants, watching movies, sitcoms, about that culture. And I don't, when I say culture, I don't just mean black or white or Asian or Hispanic or whatever. I mean a way of thinking. So even though I'm African American, it doesn't mean I'm Christian. You know, I could be Muslim. So maybe I want to learn about people who are Christians that are black, like me, but practice other things spiritually. So again, culture is a lifestyle. Culture is what traditions do you believe? What food do you believe? What do you do daily? Um, Cultures feel differently about education, lifestyle. You have the rap culture, you have East Coast culture, you have West Coast culture, and you have down South culture. So when you think of being culturally encapsulated, it's feeling like the East Coast culture is the best and the only. And so I can't gain knowledge about anything else because I'm from the West Coast or East Coast or down South. All right. So it's the same thing with spirituality. And that's what a little bit what I'm going to speak to. I don't really have notes and stuff. I just wrote a few things down. So it may not be in a smooth sequence, but everything is going to tie in together. Um, I went to school to be a minister because um, some of my students I used to work with at-risk youth wanted to start Bible study. So I went to school to help them do that. Ironically, my mom had already been going to school, so I just enrolled right in with her. It just flowed that way. And so I got a lot of insight on just having different spiritual gifts because before I was church hopping because nobody understood the gifts that I had. I still felt alienated or I didn't fit in because of the certain spiritual gifts that I had growing up. And so in my previous video, I talked about the things I liked since I was a child, and it makes sense to have those interests because of the gifts that I have naturally. And so I was able to embrace those gifts more. In grad school, like I said, I learned about, the being culturally encapsulated and how it's better to learn about other things, because your way of thinking is not the only way of thinking or doing. All right. um Even teaching, I work at a vocational school, teaching counseling and therapy, people who are going to school to be drug and alcohol counselors. And I speak to them about special population, again, being culturally encapsulated. And we do the same thing spiritually. And we have to understand, like, the world doesn't revolve about around us. And when you think about just being spiritually encapsulated, you limit yourself. Because if you look at people who are religious, all of their teachings are similar, meaning treat people with love and respect, kindness, things like that. It's all in the same lines. It's just the deliverer, the person who is delivering the information is different, right? I was talking to my husband and one of my clients about, interacting with people of different cultures, different spiritual beliefs, just to learn and grow. And like I said, grad school taught me about Krishna, the Indian god. It's the same Immaculate Conception story, but it's just with a girl. The same with Horus in Egypt and all of those stories. And I just, church teaches me, well, I can only speak for myself, that like certain things I couldn't be into or I couldn't like because it was against God. Like, I loved Harry Potter books, and me and my daughter used to read them, and the movies. And I remember my grandma threw all the movies in the trash and the books, and it hurt me because it was expensive, one, and two, I was like, wow, we're missing out on something and we limited ourselves. But I understand that it's for protection, because once you unlock the door to something, it's hard to close it, and you got to be careful and safe. But then again, we're limiting ourselves, and we're missing out on a lot of resources, friends, and love, being culturally and spiritually encapsulated. And so you know, even on my lock journey, it's sad that people are closed uh, in a capsule, thinking that, oh, I'm not good enough if I wear my hair like this. No, I love my locks. And people make comments about, hey, I could never do that. You're brave. They look good on you. Those comments are not, from a place of love. And a lot of people who are in those religious communities will speak to that. Like, oh, you got locks, or oh, girl, or oh, what did you do to lose weight? Oh, I just been drinking water, doing my herbs. Oh, I can't do that. They nasty, or I don't drink water. But it's like, these are the same people in the church. Why would you say you don't want to drink water? And so it brought me back to when I was sick and I went to see the herbologist. He read my eyes and he told me everything the doctor said was wrong. So I trusted him, and he was right. A lot of people that were in the churches are overweight, sick, they're mean, and they're rude. And so putting all of this together, going to school to be a minister, going to grad school, talking in a salon, being a counselor, just talking to different people about, you know, being more open and wanting to learn and loving yourself, learning about yourself. And now the herbologist and even Cat Williams was saying to be understanding and to enjoy people and to enjoy life, you have to interact with different populations of people to understand, to not be so judgmental. And so if my people who practice religion would just open up and understand that just because um, high blood pressure and diabetes run in your family, you don't have to have that. That's something that can be prevented. If it's your family is a family of strong Black women, we can think outside of that. We don't have to be culturally encapsulated, spiritually encapsulated, and be a strong Black woman. And I don't need a man and all that. I can change my thinking for the next generation. That way, I can get back into being a mother and a woman and being soft and not like a man. But with that being said, I'm going to save the rest for another time. Thank you for tapping in with Sia. Till next time, where healing plus wellness is happiness. I hope I was able to leave a positive footprint on your life. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will be having some guests on soon, and we'll be talking about different topics. So until then, tap into your happiness. It's okay to feel good, give gratitude, and spread love.